Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Episode 54 on the road, in the waves, and on the other side with me, your host, Paul Carpenter. My friends, we are here. It's another day. It's another day. And what do I have for you? Another episode. How could it be? Who planned it? Today, my guests are two psychonauts. They like to travel in the realm of the mind by using a bunch of different psychedelics, and they like to share art and they're just two beautiful souls that asked to come onto the show, and I said yes. One of them I've already had on. It's Matt PSY-FLY, and now we're bringing on his friend Landon. I bring them onto the stage now, my friends. Let's bring them in. Hey guys, how are we doing today?
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming and being on the show this morning. Matt, we've had you on before, but Landon, we have not had you on before. So if you don't mind, Landon, who are you? Where do you come from? And where do you about? We want to know.
I come from Madison, North Carolina. I've been up all night also, so this conversation might not go well. And that's about all I've got to say right now because I'm drunk.
Yeah, that's okay, man. That's fine. You know, whatever. You're a little slosh this morning. I am not angry about it. It's fine. So Landon, I like to ask everybody who comes on, where you were born? Where again? You said
Madison, North Carolina.
Madison, North Carolina. How old are you now?
30.
You're 30, straight 30 on the nose.
Yes, sir.
All right. And what do you do for a living?
I mix paint and stains. I'm a chemical
You
specialist.
mix? Okay, wait. Let's say that again. You mix paint and stain? Are you like one of those guys? Have you ever seen those videos on TikTok where the guy has like a color and he matches it right there without having to use one of the machines?
That's what I do.
Yeah, really? I've always thought like so here's my question, because I've always watched those videos and I've always been very intrigued. How the hell do you do that?
It's actually based off of I can't talk. It's based off of I'm drunk. It's based off of I can't talk. It's based off of a computer.
So you're using like a Home Depot kind of one. I'm talking about the ones where, I don't know if you've seen it. There's like a guy in China. They give him like any piece of paint that's something that's been painted, and he'll sit there and just grab a bunch of colors and then he mixes it together and it matches perfectly.
Yeah, I do not do that at all. I have no idea how to do that.
Right. Okay. I just figured I'd ask. So you guys. Well, okay. Hold on. All right. Hold on. We're having a little. You okay? Oh, okay. There you go. Oh, maybe not. I think we got it. Okay, so Landon, once again, Matt was on here before, and he asked you guys. He said, "Hey, man, I want to bring my friend Landon on. We want to we want to have a conversation with you." So we're here. So what do you guys want to talk about?
I missed all of that. You was breaking up there, brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said that that you guys asked me to come onto the show today, and you wanted to talk about some stuff. So what do you guys want to talk about?
Well, number one, I screwed up last night and I did not go to bed. So that's my main problem right now.
Well, I wanted to jump back on and kind of piggyback off of what we had started on the list of things, where we had touched on some of the psychonautical travels and chemicals that I've encountered over my 18 years of consuming psychedelics, right. And how that has ended up and not in so much recreational practice, so much as in ritual and studying. Being my own lab rat in certain ways. I've encountered analogs that were not what they were supposed to be. For example, being giving something that was, you were told it was LSD, and it turns out being something different, like 2CT2 or some other very psychoactive substance, but not what it was supposed to be. And there's a lot of people out there playing psychological warfare. I mean, it's insane what some people just sell to another person or give to another person without regard to what you're doing to them, and especially in such a overstimulating way that you were not talking about, oh, I gave you some strong marijuana and now you're just a little higher than you would be, or we're talking about you might as well have had a lace joint or something of that nature. You might as well been given something that you weren't totally prepared for, because people, typically speaking, when they start to take a drug, they have one thing in mind and are in whatever way or whatever capacity believe they're educated about that substance and want to pursue that direction. And if they get thrown off course haphazardly by somebody that's not taking care of them, we're talking about life-changing, life-altering, and very damning things that can hurt and or have people killed, hospitalized.
I was actually I was talking to Ross Jeffries. He's the guy who wrote a lot of the seduction, neuro-linguistic programming, way before Mystery, way before Neil Strauss. He's the guy who invented it all. And we were talking about it, and he's like, I've never used psychedelics, and he goes, and I've found many of the same psychedelic states through meditation. And I'm very scared of those who are just using to use, right? Like you're just there to, hey, let's go to the fucking concert and do some acid, man. And like, that's, and it's like, I don't mind, like, I'd say maybe 10% of the time that's why I might use mushrooms or acid or something like that but it's a very rare occasion. My usage is always to connect, is always to get deep within. And when I said that, to Ross, he says to me, hey man, wait a second, it's a very egotistical place to be with psychedelics. Because if you're like, like what we're talking about is like, oh, I want to connect to myself and I want to, everybody says love yourself, but you don't know how, or you don't understand the idea, whatever. There's this space that says like, hey, if you do psychedelics, you can quote unquote find yourself. But if you don't do psychedelics in the right manner, you're not going to find yourself. You're going to get lost in a puddle of craziness that you're not ready for because you weren't guided, you weren't brought to the fold, if you will, in a positive manner. With maybe even having a psychiatrist on hand that can deal with your trauma when it pops up and has a way to be able to, help you on your journey, which is the idea in the end, right? That's why we're doing the psychedelics. A lot of people, once again, think that we're doing psychedelics for the just because, hey, yay, it's fun, let's all do psychedelics, who cares? That's not what it's about. You know what I mean?
It's not.
At least for those who really understand the idea of psychedelics.
Just like in meditation, just like in a healthful practice, you need to set an intention, and have a direction of something that you do want to discover, that somewhere you do want to go inside and or both inside and outside of yourself and enjoy. If you're enhancing a moment with other people and it's supposed to be social or interactive, or if it's supposed to be focused inward in a meditative practice, but again, ritualistic, not recreational. It's not meant to be abused. There needs to be direction, and again, trip setting. My first time taking LSD was 18 years ago. I'm 32 now. I was around 14 or 15. It's a very young age to be taking such a strong substance. But in that same way, was coming up around other older college people and chemists and people that were doing that. It was a very active club time for me at that age. But
sorry,
Bless you again.
third time's a charm. I spent taking at that age and being around other people at that age that were beginning to experiment with those things, was able to, I would get, lights set up, good music that would accommodate, and started what was known to me as trip setting, and creating that safe space. And it was that long ago. I was before I really appreciated and understood what I was doing. But on a broader scale, the more I learned about it, the more that I was able to access that space with people in conversation. If they brought it up, wanted to try something, and I'd gone on such a conquest of not getting people hurt, of finding safe, good, clean things to do, and providing a safe space to do it. Water, things that'll just take things along, but it was safe. And it was, upon years of practice of that I realized, this is something. It's got a much deeper meaning, much broader meaning than myself.
Like I was talking to some people just as before we got on, and his name's Corey. He's out in Cancun right now, and out in the Tulum area. And he's like, bro, you need to come to like Mexico like now. Like you need to be here right now. And I'm like, he's like, bro, you can rent a 5-bedroom house in Mexico for $750 a month. I'm like, what? He's like, bro, you have no idea. There's like these amazing, and then if you want to step it up a notch, right, and like live in a palatial freaking mansion, you're paying like $3,000 a month. And
so where are we going?
Start renting out rooms and start having like ceremonies. And that's what I'm talking about, but real ones, none of this like, I'm just here because I want to party. It doesn't do anything for you. If that's all you're here to do, then that's the wrong, place to go to. We're like, what I really want to do is help and create change. Hence the show, hence everything that I've been doing in the last like 10 weeks of my life is all about promoting somebody else, pushing somebody else's ideas, and helping foment an idea that we can all share and love and be good with each other by just doing something as simple as that, Here's my friend. He's been in for years now into my shows, and he always just
absolutely
says, that's what he says. Martin's been playing disc golf for quite some time now. He's actually I think he might have even turned pro or gotten really like to that level where it's just like, yeah, man, yeah, pretty heavy, pretty cool.
I'm glad you mentioned something earlier too about art that I didn't put in the bio. The tie-dye that's behind us here is one of mine that I've done recently, and I do tie-dyes, getting back into my painting, and it's a great communicator, great release.
What is that?
That is the house phone. Went from the cell phone to the house phone, landline. Yeah, let me grab that. Excuse me one moment. Landon, you grab that, bud.
Yeah, my bad, Paul. I was just
no, don't even do that. Here, I want you. He says, I'm pro now because I don't want to be bagged on by the pros that hide in the lower divisions. I hear that. His name is Martin Amadeus Pierce. I'm sure if you look him up, you'll find him. If you just look up the disc golf and you find his name, he should pop up.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a minute, like I said, see, when did I meet him? I think I was probably about 28, maybe more. It says mid-range Monday is what he says. Mid-range Monday.
Mid-range Monday.
I mean, maybe that's how you find him. Is you look up mid-range Monday, and you might be able to find him. So yeah, you were saying that you did the tie-dye behind you. Do you have a way for people to, like, if they wanted to buy He says the Facebook group that he has is called Mid-Rage Monday. So if you look up their Facebook group, that's Mid-Rage Monday, you'll be able to find out more about disc golf and Martin and what he's pushing.
Nice.
But yeah, so do you have a place? Do you have a website where people can buy your tie-dyes, or are you like doing
They can contact me through my Facebook page currently, but I don't have a market dedicated site for it yet.
So have you ever thought of doing Etsy?
Yeah. I've been
So
looking at that.
I don't know if you know this, but Etsy's super cheap. It's 20 cents per item. So you could have like 10 photos. You'd be paying $2 a month to be selling your tie-dyes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to get it on there. I'd like to get the artwork out there.
For sure.
I was and going back to what we were talking about in the use of psychedelics and them being safe. I'd encourage anybody that was ever in practice or ever got curious that they would get something like a test kit and read up and know how to use those things. These are very important things to know, that what you're taking is what you're taking. Because in the world today, you can have anything could be a white crystalline powder, anything could be a white powder, anything could be put onto a piece of paper, anything could be a liquid. And if you don't know with what you're handling, again, you could really hurt yourself. What I referenced earlier is earwid.org. Which has been like my chemical Bible since I was an early teenager, since I started taking things. And it's got anything from exactly what substance you're looking to take to its dosage, all the way to learning your own LD50. And that's your lethal dose, what would push you completely over the edge physically. And it's got experience vaults of people who have taken one substance or another, or even a combination. You can look up experience vaults by people that have taken two things at once and see how it affected them. And typically it'll have their age, sex, body weight. So it really breaks everything down into the best available knowledge that I've ever found online. That's not looking up WebMD or something. It's going to tell you, well, just don't do the drug, and if you feel funny, go to the hospital. Right. It's a really solid place. I've not gotten up with them about their own donations or getting a sponsorship, but they've done some solid work in my own personal work and my own personal growth, and being able to delve in myself. I wouldn't give anybody anything that I hadn't taken myself also to go along with that. Kind of backs into my culinary or even musical perspective. I'm not going to share something if I'm not already experienced. And everybody is different, but it takes it takes a step. It's not, again, it's not a recreational thing to just jump on this kind of yellow brick road. Know your crowd, know who you are, know what you're taking, and again, have a set intention. It is very purposeful, like we were talking about meditation. If you're not doing it for that, then you're going to lose sight on what it is and how it works, how it's going to work for you.
Sure, 100%. Yeah, it's the idea that it's the same as anything in life, really. What I was going to say is that if you don't really take heed and care in life, you're going to get run over by life. It's a matter of we have to, you have to play the game on some level, this game of life, as we call it, and when you do, it seems that life kind of walks with you. Might put a foot out to make you trip every once in a while, but definitely walking with you. And yeah, it comes down to that. I think that the idea of psychedelics and how they're now being studied again since the 90s, from Strauss and all that, and so I think that we're in a new phase of the evolution of man. Look at where we are right now in the world and what's happening with artificial intelligence and genetics, and we're at a new phase, and we're at a crossroads of evolution. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was thrilled to see the chanting prayer that took place over the weekend, this past weekend. Some 3 million or more people. And I believe it was maybe Hindu or something of a Indian nature. I couldn't tell you, but it was a beautiful thing just to see the culmination of a great prayer for peace.
Right.
And that's growing more and more. The more that, I think that we see these wars and how it's turning, the more healers are waking up, the more that people are wanting to be more wholly human and not just a patriot or a nationalist or a specific sect or worried about their God or their religion. They just want to feel the human aspect and hold each other up again. And I think that more and more, at least I hope as well, that, there's going to be a turning of that tide that we're going to see.
What's really crazy is that, unfortunately, we live within this crazy world that's happening right now. And like, for instance, you're talking about a group of people who are all coming together to share the idea of love, the idea of peace. And yet, there's a video, which I'll share here right now, just to kind of blows me away that it just goes to show that manipulation is a real thing. And that when you're manipulated your entire life, you don't know any better. And what I'm showing you here is a video that just came out. I'm not going to put any sound. But what you're looking at here is a bunch of people in Palestine, Gaza in particular, with their cameras out, all screaming Allah Akbar. And what they're doing is they're being shown the videos of the massacre of the 7th. And they're all cheering at the fact that they're watching people who are Jewish dying. And it's if you had the Jewish people in a mass of couple thousand people, and they were to start watching videos of the bombings of Gaza, holy crap, what the international community would say. But for some reason, you get a bunch of Palestinians who are in Gaza watching it, screaming Allah Akbar, which means they're happy that this is happening. They're saying, thank God that these people are dying. Thank God that these people. If you saw Jewish people doing that, oh my God, the insanity that would happen. But for some odd reason, it's okay for them to do it. And then you want to hear weird, trippy stuff, dude. You want to hear weird, trippy stuff? Like, and I just found this out last night, man. Did you hear about the floods in Saudi Arabia at the mosque? Just happened 2 days ago. Nowhere in the news. Nowhere in the news are they talking about floods at the mosque. And nowhere are they talking about 2-3 months ago. And this is trippy, by the way. Thousands of roaches were seen coming out of the grave of Muhammad. Bro, I'm talking some end of times, revelations, weird stuff is going on, bro. Like, and I mean, like, I'll pull them up. I'm sure I could find it if I look on YouTube. Like, literally, it's just a flood middle. What was it? Flood in Saudi Arabia. I mean, and we're not talking about a kind of a flood. We're talking like cars getting moved, biblical style flood here, bro. Like, it's pretty heavy. Let me share it with you guys real quick. All right, let's see. Let's get off the commercials. Let's get off of the commercials. But look at this. Look at this, dude. This is not just a kind of a flood. It was flooding at the actual mosque.
That's wild.
Bro, this happened like less than a couple days ago, bro. And it's nowhere in the news. Not one person is talking about this. And then when you look up the other one, which is, like I was saying, let's see, it's Roaches and Mohammed Grave. Like, I didn't believe it when my friend was telling me this. But, like, yeah, millions of flying cockroaches invade Mecca for the first time in history. Look at this. They're just everywhere.
I mean, that's good.
Everywhere.
Hey, yeah.
I mean, that's another, that once again. So supposedly this is from 4 years ago. But listen, I don't care when it's from. All I'm saying is that there's some weird stuff going on. Floods.
Oh, absolutely.
Insects. You know, oh, listen, here we go. We got a friend of mine, Joe Serrato, came in. He said, "Good morning, Paulina." Good morning, Joe Serrato. And he says in the back, he says, "Dope tie-dyes." Joe Serrato is a musician out of Houston, Texas, and he's in like 2 or 3 bands. The guy's a phenom of an artist. So yeah, man.
Yeah, I love
Landon's
music.
totally.
I'll have to look him up.
Yeah, man, do it. Yeah, definitely check out here what I'm doing right now.
Yes, you are completely right, Paul. Landon is totally.
You're all good, dude. It's all good, dude. It's all good. Yeah, so he's in a band called In Disguise. Let me share the screen with you here so you can see it. Yeah, share screen. And I'm showing you his page, but I'm gonna go on Facebook now and find the In Disguise page. And here we go. We got the In Disguise boys right there. And this is the band. If you're out there in the world and you want to listen to some dope ass music, check out Joe Serrato and his band. They're actually phenomenal. They really are, like, full on great band. So yeah. What else, Landon?
Landon has gone out of the room. He'll be back just a second.
He went to Twinkle.
But,
No problem. Joe says that he's in the studio now. More music is on the way. He's already had a couple albums. They've done really. He's done actually quite well for himself. They've gotten to tour. He's gotten to do some openings for some pretty big names. They've gotten some good stage time in different places. This guy's thing going on, man. It's great. You know.
That's awesome. I've only in the last 4 months started practicing on a cajon, a little drum box. And running around with a couple of musicians that you got to meet at a camp, I believe, the music camp.
Sure. Who are you hanging out with?
We got to link it back up. The Firecrackers, K-Panel. I'm trying to see if I can work him onto the podcast and see if we can't get him. I've also got to get that list of musicians out, the invites out. I was sent by Scott Shamblin, an amazing keyboard player, and I've got to get that list out, get more musicians in here for these interviews, because music is just one of those universal languages. We've talked about it before. So, I mean, I'd love to get some more musical minds on here to pick their heads, because just the individual is just full of life.
Yeah,
full
I'm hoping that Joe's still watching. I think I've already asked Joe, but if you're still watching, Joe, I want you on the show. Come do an episode with me. Let's promote your music and your band. And it says Joe comes back in and says, drinking some coffee and enjoying the news you're informing us of. Hi, I had no idea. That's crazy. Keep beating that drum box. 100% music breaks the glass.
It really does.
Great. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
How much does a polar bear weigh? Just enough to break the ice.
Yep.
Yeah. And I didn't realize how loud of a seat it was. I've never been somebody that's been able to whisper very well. I hit that very low bass line, so I could never whisper. So sitting on the seat, I couldn't tell how loud that bass was. Just sitting on that little box till I had somebody else take a seat on it, was playing it, and I heard it from a distance. And man, that percussion is serious. Holds up the whole, the whole end of the room. But
is there something going on in the background? Can you guys turn that down, because it's like overwhelming?
Yeah.
No offense.
Yeah.
I can hear you talking, and then I hear somebody else, and I'm not sure if it's you or somebody else walking around or TV or whatever. But if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Sorry, Landon just got mad at me. He's like, man, I was watching videos.
Well, I've got Cabe's brother's actually here sitting in on the podcast watching.
Oh, cool, man. Cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to get some inspiration. I was speaking to them also about starting our own podcast. Just a couple of locals, group of guys that we just sit down, discuss the topics. Just sit. I mean, because it's usually fireside late night that we get the best out of each other, get the best topics, things going. But it's never recorded, and we always end up, man, I wish we were wearing a GoPro or something. If we could just pick up, this information.
Bro, another reason why I did this show, because there's so many times when I have phone calls with somebody 3/4 of the way through, they're like, bro, we should have recorded this. And I'm like, bro, from now on, I'm just recording my phone calls. That's all I'm doing. I'm just going to record my phone calls.
It's cool if I record all this. It's just for me, I swear. I'll take out anything that needs to be taken out.
So Joe came back and he says, check out Bang Box. The owner supports local artists and will burn your logo on the front and make it very affordable.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay. So what he's saying is that Burn Box, so that you could take your cajon, you could take a logo, and he will actually burn your logo onto your cajon.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. You could also probably do that with the light board.
Make sure you Google the right Bang Box, right? Right. Okay.
All right, now I'm going to look it up.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Wait a minute.
Let's see what happens when we look up Bang Box. Here we go.
Bangbox.com.
I know we're going to get that. I know we're about to get a Bang Box.
You might have to take that, bro.
Bang Box. Here we go. Let's find out. Bang Box. Well, so far I haven't seen anything porn-based, which is kind of upsetting.
We got a corner
Not
of the
gonna lie to
market.
you. Not gonna. Okay, listen. We could be making some money right now. There's a gangbang porn. There's Bang Box. There's you porn.
Have the cojones.
Cojones.
Very good. Very good.
Got him.
Oh my god.
It says.
No, I don't have any children.
No. Joe came back. Joe came back and he's like, yo, bro, it's Bang Box, one word. All right, I'm gonna look it up. One word, Bang Box. Hold on.
One word bang box.
Wow.
One word bang box. That's what it is.
One word bang box.
I got one word for you guys.
Oh, here it
Bang
is.
box.
Is this it? No, that's not it. Bang box. Oh, there it is. Bang box cajones percussion. And
Nice.
It's probably like fucking $300 cajon.
sells them for like $225. They're pretty good price.
Yeah.
Nice.
But like you said, something about being able to put your logo on there would be. Oh, here it is. Custom artwork logo. Bing, bang, bing.
Oh, nice.
Bang box.
And you'll put your logo on the box, which is here you go. Boom. That looks dope.
That's awesome.
Show me film.
This is great. What a smart idea this guy came up with.
I like the sold out signs too. It means he's busy.
Yeah, it makes it happy. Makes it happy, you know.
Yeah, it's busy. Yeah, I was talking with a couple of musicians about building cajones. Apparently, you can get kits to build your own for anywhere in the range of like $30 to $70, depending on what type of wood. I'm sure it probably goes higher than that. But Landon is a carpenter, and I know a little bit about carpentry myself, probably enough to at least cut a square together, make a box, but use different woods, different thicknesses, and there's different things you can do that will create the different sounds inside them. So there's different stages of them. I'd love to, get into tinkering with building maybe a couple of my own, specifically to use to take to one of these music camps that I go to, and maybe leave a couple, since it is fairly inexpensive to just build your own, build a few different ones, so that should a drum circle decide to build or come together, you just have to go to a storage room or something and retrieve a couple of drums, and anybody could play.
Right.
I always love a free drum.
Matt, if you wouldn't mind, could you express, because Joe's still here, I think, could you express what you're talking about when you're talking about these jams or the boogies or any of these things? And how can artists who are into Rastafarian or into reggae or any of that kind of vibe, how can they get involved and perform with these things?
Well, there's usually some kind of open venue camp, like a groove jam that you can go to. It's usually through benefits, through charity. And that's where a lot of the artists hit up in the springtime when it's warm, or I've seen it in midsummer. But anytime they can get out and donate their time, these charity events tend to trickle out into other camps where musicians gather to practice. And I love a good show. They'll usually book a couple of shows. I mean, specifically, one band or another, they'll have a set list, but it's the late night fire jams. When all the musicians, when all the sets are over, and you have a conglomeration of different bands that all come together from different places, right, different times.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get that, but I'm saying if Joe wanted to come perform at one of these with his band, do any of those bands ever get paid? Do they get paid? And if they don't, how do those bands survive throughout the year?
There are now the charity benefits, not the ones that are directly for like food pantries or urban ministries. They don't draw in whatever they make, whatever they would make as a band goes into everything except gas, and they'll get enough gas to make back and forth. They typically donate from their own pocket. Now the other ones, they will get booked, they will get paid, and that's one off the top of my head would be like a barn busting benefit. And that one is in Harmony Stage, Meta, North Carolina.
Hey, give me a second really quickly. I have to kick out real quick because somebody called me, and when they call me, I can't hear anything that's happening. So let me kick out and then kick right back in. Give me 1 second.
All right.
We're back. We're almost back. Where is PSY-FLY? Where is Matt and Landon? There they are. Back. And Joe says, North Carolina, sweet.
Yes, yeah, beautiful out there.
And then he said, it says underneath that, it says, we played a music festival in Silva, North Carolina.
200 or more acre
called
farm,
Surrounded by
I
the
believe,
Sound.
with a full stage.
Have you heard of that before?
Surrounded by the Sound. I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to check that out. The last one that
man, I would love for you and Joe to connect, because man, I'm telling you, like, there's a slew of artists that are in Houston and like Texas that are all reggae artists that are all phenomenal bands, bro. Joe's in like 3 of them.
Where you have the
Joe's in like 3 of them.
You could bring up, if you're able to bring up my Facebook link on your other page there. I didn't send that to you. I did fail to send the link, but that is essentially my only internet contact. It'll come with my email, which is MatthewMagyar336@gmail.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure. And if anything, here, we could just do this. Man, why is everybody calling right now?
Yep, that was me. That was me just a little while ago. Just phone, house phone, cell phone.
Bro, everybody's ruining the show today. Hold on, I gotta reset again. Are you there?
Yes, sir. I decided to mute it for a moment while we were in transition.
Yeah, and then let's see. Roger Harrell says, "Sup, guys?" And then Joe.
Hell yeah.
Tell Roger Hill. Sup.
Yeah, that's another one of our local buddies we were talking about. He
Yeah.
also, I'd love to get him on the podcast, man. He's got, he does Discord, Twitch. He's a gamer. My man loves.
Hello, yes, please.
He streams all the time. He's always streaming.
Oh, dude, please. Roger, if you're still watching, send me a DM. I'll get you on. We'll do a whole episode about you and your stuff and what you do and the Twitch streaming and all of it and how you make your money, if you're making any, and all of it. I want to know everything.
Yeah, Roger is 100%, man. I love you. We've been talking video games. Well, since we used to live next to each other out here back in high school. He's not too far now, but he, myself, Cabe, the musician I was telling you before, Landon, we all went to high school together, and video games were a staple. They were an absolute staple.
Yeah. Same. Yeah, I mean, we're raised in that generation, really. You know what I mean? And yeah, it seems as though we're headed further and further into it. What's Landon saying?
Yeah. He was asking about the painting behind you.
That picture, you look like you're wearing that picture on your head.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. The painting's actually from a very good friend of mine. His name is Jody Robert. Let me see if I can give you the whole thing here. There we go.
Oh, that's nice.
And dude, the guy is an absolute genius. Let me try and get out of the way. An absolute genius. He's known as the metal art master. Let me show you. I'll show you his stuff. I helped him out with his social media. He does mostly art that is based in metal now. So what he does is he gets big sheets of metal and he gets a CNC machine. Here, I'll share the page with you. Hold on. So here, let me see if it'll do it. I'll do it again. Hold on. So again, known as the metal art master. And what he does is he takes pieces of metal, cuts them down with a CNC machine. And then he sits there and he paints these by hand. I don't know if you can see him.
Oh man, that's beautiful.
What the fuck? Okay.
No, his artwork is absolutely on another level, dude. It's like just absolutely crazy badass.
Some fucking sideshow shit.
And once again, all of these are made out of a sheet of metal, like stainless steel or aluminum. I'm not sure exactly what he's using. I think it's stainless steel. And he cuts them down, like he draws the photo. Then he has to take the photo into a program to be able to mark out each one of these holes that he's going to make. And then
this guy's
he cuts the whole thing out. Then he shaves the whole thing down. And then he sits there and he paints it by hand. Using like these and yeah, Roger, I see Roger sending some messages out there. He's like, yo, those are dope. Those are that's impressive. Dude, the guy is phenomenal. You might even know who this is, Roger. This is Jody Robert. I don't know if you know Jody. But yeah, dude, he's been going at it for years and years, creating all kinds of art. Before he did this, he was into psychedelic art. Like, let me see if I can find you. Oh, I might not be able to do it here. Let's see if we can go to his regular page. And he has, I mean, I'm talking some crazy art, dude. This kid's on another level. So, and here's that same piece, the one that was behind me a second ago, that you were looking at.
So is this guy's local to you, to your area?
He's in New Orleans, yeah, but he's been doing the boogie for the last like 15 years, 13, 15 years. He's very well known in the community. And that's the piece that's behind me right there. And then these are some of his other pieces. We'll go through them. These are close-ups of the pieces. There's another one. Yeah, a lot of these are based in he tells stories, like almost like poems that go along with the paintings. Very, very cool, very intense, very super psychedelic. So that's Jody Robert. Yeah, yeah. And then I have another friend of mine. My boy just came in. He says unreal. Yes, the guy is literally on another planet, bro. He's got his thing going. For sure. He's actually moving to LJ in Georgia. So I don't know. Did you just message me? First rule.
The musician.
Sorry. Sorry.
Man, this Smokey's.
Yeah, LJ's an amazing musician. He's actually he's on my list. I'm gonna see if I can get him on here to talk about, because hearing him play mandolin is next to none. I mean, he is just killer. I got to see him and Cabe play together. Cabe and Michael.
Hey, Cabe.
I forget Michael's name, but they formed a band together, just like a little jam band called these oscillators. Hold on, I'll think about it in a second. Do you know
Which band?
the oscillators?
Social.
not socialites, Cabe and anyhow, I'll think about it. The quantum oscillators.
Wow.
There you
Quantum
go.
oscillators. There we go. Yeah. But those guys, they jam, and again, LJ is just amazing. I'll tell you another one. If you haven't ever heard him play, if you take time to look him up, it's Gooseberry Jam. Gooseberry Jam is an amazing set. Lead man's Daryl Craig, and they do a fantastic show. Fantastic
Yeah,
show. I got to
actually,
see.
just pop this up, and we'll listen to them for 2.3 seconds really quickly. This
Who's
is
that you
the
got there?
Quantum Operators playing a venue.
That's him.
Nice. For those of you out there that want to check them out, check out the Quantum Oscillators. That's them right there, Quantum Oscillators. I looked them up on Facebook to see if I could find their page, but I could only find stuff of other people posting of them.
I don't believe they have a page yet, but Cabe's his main page for his music is the Firecrackers.
Oh, okay.
Cabe
And then there's. Do you know who this is? K-Panel Music.
That's his main
this
page.
is it. Perfect.
His main,
Like it.
his
Perfect.
main,
That's great.
band page, I mean to say.
Ow.
Great. Great. Awesome. Are you there? You guys still there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I thought I lost you for a second. I was like,
Were you able to follow them?
one more time.
Were you able to follow them through your Facebook there?
Yeah, well, I already did it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah. You share. I bring it up on the screen.
So in a couple of the venues that you and I had discussed before, he will be posting where they're performing. I usually run around, help him stagehand, get set up, whatever. But the last one we went to was in Little Creek, at Little Creek in Snow Camp, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be that's the very last one of the year.
You know who I want to also get on here is what's this guy's name? He played. All he did was play music the entire time. He has white hair, like super long white hair. He's a phenomenal musician. He was at the boat the entire time. Very
was he
well.
playing a lap guitar slide? Was he playing the slide on there, or I cannot remember.
Hudson.
No, it wasn't Randall Hudson. Randall Hudson does play slide though. I cannot.
You know what I'm talking about, right? And
I do remember. Actually, if I go back through, I'll send you an email. I have some of that night recorded with him on the back of that. Yes.
Great.
I'd love to share that. I've got to get back through that. I've got to email that to a few folks, but I've got to get us some music put together. It's been in my blood for a minute now, and just playing that cajon and helping a couple of the other musicians with percussion if they needed filling in. Like it's been really nice. It's been awesome. I've met a lot of different people. You might can't remember if Al was out there, but he's another musician I'd like to introduce you to.
Sure.
But we'll be posting up soon, so be on the lookout for me. I'll be sending you some invites, and if we can
100%. You know that. You know I'm ready to go.
Yes,
and the same thing, man, if I end up in in Mexico, in Cancun, like the Tulum area, and we start this thing, bro, get ready to start coming to Tulum and Cancun and creating a venue and the whole deal. You know?
Absolutely. I'm ready to make it happen, man. It's
yeah.
We got to keep building on this. It's got to be more of it. I know there's more of us. I feel it. We're out there. We just got to get together, more of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, listen, Matt and Landon, more Matt than Landon. I want to say thank you very much for coming on the show today. I really appreciate you guys, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. You have a good day, man.
No doubt, my brother. You guys be good, okay?
Thanks. You too, brother. We'll see you.
Later. I did it again. Episode 54, another amazing episode where I love the fact that I'm getting to do the stuff with the videos and popping up different things and just being able to share other people's stuff. You know, that's what this is about. Thank you, Roger. And once again, Roger, would love to have you on. Send me a DM. I'll send you a link. Let me know when you'd like to come on. Let me thank all of my sponsors. That's Isaac, episode 24. If you haven't checked it out, please check it out. He's sponsoring every month. Kitty Spice Night, she also sponsored. Want to say thank you to that. And also, if you're out there and you want to do a podcast, but you don't know what you're doing, use StreamYard. The link is in the description down below. You get a discount. I get a kickback. We're all happy. And with that, my friends, please go out into the world, do something nice for somebody else. If you can't do something nice for yourself, it does start with you. Number two, don't get caught up in all the crazy stuff, because if you do, then you end up crazy. And that's not good for you, me, or anybody else. And number three, if you don't mind, please like, share, subscribe, send this out to somebody who'd like to see it. From the bottom of my heart, I really do thank you. And I will see you all on the other side.